Knowledge truly is power though, and when you're able to harness this knowledge, you can better yourself for the better. Duh, what is it? That's what bettering yourself is. What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today's going to be a little bit different because I want to talk to you guys about a product I've been using for almost a full year now. The Eros body scale. So this is a scale that obviously measures your weight, but it does so much more than that. It is a smart body fat scale. So in addition to measuring your weight, it measures your body mass index, fat-free body weight, subcutaneous fat, visceral fat, body water, skeletal muscle, muscle mass, bone mass, protein, basal metabolic rate, metabolic age. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 different measurements from this one scale. One reason why I like this scale over a generic scale is because, first off, a scale is like the worst way to track any sort of progress in terms of losing or gaining weight. All you're seeing is the number on the scale, and that number is not giving you the full page of information that you need and deserve to know in order to adjust and go forward and meet your goals. The numbers on the scale will change drastically for so many different reasons. Not just like how much you ate the previous night, but also have you gone to the bathroom? Did you have a lot of food with a lot of salt in it? Are you on your period if you're a female? All of this stuff and more can drastically affect what your true body weight is, which is why I prefer using a smart body scale. It should not be taken at face value with 100% accuracy, but it will give you that baseline of like, hey, here's where you're starting at, and this is what you need to do your research, this is what you need to do in order to meet your goal, to actually track and see how well you're progressing or regressing, because that happens too. Speaking of regressing, the reason why I've been using this for a year and haven't talked about it is because I got this product when I was in quarantine, and I had gained the quarantine 15 and then some. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be like a perfect sort of motivation to review a product and lose some weight at the same time. Didn't really work out like that. I got the product, I started to use it, and I got about a weekend, maybe 2 weeks before I just kind of gave up. I just wasn't in the right mindset for reasons we don't really need to go into, but I'm sure we can all relate to. I just couldn't do it. Quarantine was really kicking my ass, and I gave up on myself and on this review and on my goals. Flash forward a year, I'm in a better place, I'm in a better, healthier state of mind, and I'm finally picking this back up. So I want to share with you guys my progress. I think at my heaviest weight while in quarantine, I was around 152. And before quarantine, I was 135. So I gained weight I did not want to gain. And I have been working very, very hard with many, many slip-ups along the way to get back down to my pre-quarantine weight. When you are creating a profile using their app that you are able to get through the QR code on the scale that you receive, you can create multiple profiles for members of your family. If you're a personal trainer and you have clients, friends, roommates, whatever it is, you can all kind of like go in at this together. You create a profile for yourself, including your name, your birthday, so it knows how old you are, and your height as well. And there's a little toggle down at the bottom in terms of like athlete mode versus non-athlete mode. So if like you're already consistently working out, going super hard, turn that on. But if you're like, hey, I'm a new beginner at this and I've been mostly sedentary leading up to this now, leave it off. What knowing your age and your height is going to do for you and for the scale is to determine kind of like, okay, what is the difference between a 27-year-old who weighs 140 pounds and is 5'9" versus a 27-year-old who weighs 140 pounds and is 6'2". As we age, we carry weight differently, different heights carry weight differently, and it's able to take that information to kind of get an accurate accurate determination of how your body is made up. What is also great about this scale is that it gives you your basal metabolic rate, which is basically the number of calories you need to maintain your current weight in a like super sedentary state. Going into this, when I first started using this scale and my plan was to lose weight, I wanted to work out, but that didn't quite happen. So one thing I mostly did was just focus on my calorie intake. I used the BMR that the scale told me that I needed to eat in order to maintain weight, subtracted a couple hundred calories, and I counted my calories, divvied out my meals and portions, and meal prepped and all that fun, boring stuff that we love to hate to do, but we do it anyway. And that was the main way that I started to lose weight. It wasn't until 2 weeks ago that I started going to the gym, and I mean, like, I was consistently finally in a routine where I went to the gym, had a gym plan, and I stuck to it, and it's only been 2 weeks. But before I started working out at the gym, I did get one more weigh-in on the scale, and then haven't weighed myself since. So today is going to be my like, aha, this is your weigh-in moment to not just see how much you were able to lose compared to 2 weeks ago before you started working out, but also compared to a year ago when you first got this. And I'm very nervous about that because we actually celebrated my dad's birthday yesterday. So, you know, I ate cake and ice cream and had a big dinner, and I'm nervous how that's going to reflect on the scale. But gonna do it. Gonna do it anyway. So I guess the best thing I can do now is just go step on the scale, get this over with, and see where I'm at. Drumroll. Let's go. Oh my gosh, this has been a really long year, but seeing that final weigh-in made this journey that much sweeter. I won't say it was definitely by no means easy. Can I just like take a second and dance around? I'm just gonna dance around my room a second. Okay, got that out of my system. I'm just really proud of myself. Weight loss is by no means an easy journey. It is by no means a linear journey. It is a roller coaster with lots of ups, lots of downs, even more ups and even more downs. And it is also a marathon, not a race, which is fine. That is totally okay. Like, that's what you should be doing. You should be in it for the long haul. It's funny too to watch my before shot of that I took of myself, but like seeing then versus now, I'm just like, wow, I've come so far, and it's so reassuring, and it's so nice to see that visual progression be reflected in the scale as well. So I love this thing. Two other things I especially love about this scale is its tracking feature. So you can see the line move up and down, and it will go up and down. It is a roller coaster of a journey, but you can see how much you've progressed from your date of choosing, whether it's like within the last month, within the last year, within the last week, and it'll show you that progression or regression, because it happens, for every single measurement that it takes. And another reason why I really like this scale is that most of this stuff that it's taking measurements on, like your visceral fat, I don't know what that means, but if you click on it, it will actually tell you what it means. So it's a really easy, friendly UI that gives you a full scope of everything that it's tracking, as well as what that means for you. Okay, now, 3 pearls of wisdom from Alyssa. I just really want to touch on these 3 things for you guys, so that way you kind of have this in the back of your mind every time you use this, if you're going to, or use something different, or even just to have like in your mindset when you are working towards a goal. Do not be a daily weight watcher. I guess, yeah, that works. Don't weigh yourself every single day, because it will drive you crazy. Seeing those numbers fluctuate by like point however many ounces, and like 1 pound here and then 2 pounds tomorrow, it's just like, it'll drive you crazy. What I like to do is pick one day. I always do a Friday or a Saturday, depending on my mood, a day at the end of the week, and use that as my one weekly weigh-in. That's it. I weigh myself one day of the week. I pick the end of the week because usually leading up to a Friday or a Saturday, my diet is the most consistent, as well as my now workout routine that I have readopted. So it is going to be a better, accurate gauge of your measurement. Whereas if you choose to weigh yourself on a Sunday after a weekend of partying and drinking and all of that stuff, and you're going out with your friends and you're eating out and stuff like that, it's going to very drastically be different. That doesn't make sense. It's going to be very, what am I trying to say? Your weight on a Sunday is not going to be your weight on a Friday. So I guess, yeah, that's the thing. Is like, pick a day of the week towards the end and use that as your one weigh-in of the week. And try to do it a little bit consistently. Like what I do, I'm not saying that this is what you have to do, but what I do is, you know, I wait to drink anything, wait to eat anything, and wait until I've gone to the bathroom before I weigh myself. And sometimes you just don't have to poop. So keeping also that in mind is, if you're like, I can't not eat or drink my coffee until 3 in the afternoon, if that's how long it takes for you guys to go to the bathroom, don't be hard on yourself if the scale is a little bit more than what it would be had you gone to the bathroom. All right, what? Consistent weigh-in under consistent circumstances. Boom, pearl of wisdom 1. Take all of this with a grain of salt. Regardless of how accurate this scale is, your day-to-day circumstances and your lifestyle is going to also really affect those numbers that are reflected back at you. Just don't let this be the end-all be-all 100%, this is exactly what it is and there is no wiggle room kind of mindset. Keep that in the back of your mind every time you're weighing yourself. And for Alyssa's last pearl of wisdom for you guys is to enjoy life. Do not let your goals get in the way of you enjoying doing things. Like I said, I celebrated my dad's birthday last night, and I would have been miserable watching the rest of my family eat a bunch of delicious food and enjoy cake and ice cream and all of this stuff that comes with enjoying life, just to shed an extra half a pound on my weigh-in the next day. You can enjoy life and make progress too. Speaking from experience, way before quarantine, I was that type of person that would not do anything fun because I thought it was going to get in the way of my goals. And even when I hit my goals, I still wasn't happy, and I was like, hey, like I hit my goal, but I can do better. And it just became this never-ending cycle of constantly meeting a goal, but then you push it out further and stuff. I was miserable. And I justified it because I thought that me meeting my goals and me staying within my calorie limit and not going over and never cheating on my diet, that was worth it in the end, and it really wasn't. I missed out on so many different opportunities and so many fun activities with my friends that had I just let loose and didn't give a shit for that day, I would have been so much happier for it. And I still would have met those goals regardless. So enjoy life, give yourself some slack, cut back every now and then, give yourself a day to just have fun, and then get right back on track the next day. Yes, okay. Pearls of wisdom from Melissa. For those of you guys who stuck around through my incessant babbling and my wonderful pearls of wisdom I just had to tack on there, thank you guys so much. I hope you found it informational at the very least, but also that you can relate to it too. Because sometimes, like, we all know this stuff in our head, but we just need that reminder from another person on the outside. Let me be that for you. I'm excited to keep using the scale now that I've kind of gotten down to my goal weight, which is technically under what I was before quarantine. Granted, I lost a lot of muscle in addition to a lot of fat, so now my next goal that I set for myself is to gain some muscle back while staying nice and lean and keeping the fat off. You can weigh 135 pounds and be super muscular with like hardly any fat on you, and you can weigh 135 pounds with no muscle and a lot of fat, and you will never know the difference unless you are able to kind of get something that gives you the bigger picture. So 135 means nothing unless you know where that weight is coming from. All of that is knowledge is power. All of that knowledge is power. And it's just a great tool to have in your tool belt. Okay. I think I said everything I could possibly say on this. So yes, go forth into the world, come up with a list of goals, hit some of those goals, fail at some of those goals, learn from it, rinse, recycle, repeat, all of that fun stuff. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me down in the comments below. I will answer them to the best of my ability. And if I just don't have an answer, I'll say, I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching and sticking around with me through to the end. It was a lot of fun. Hit that like button if you like it. Hit the subscribe button if you want. Hit the bell if you can. Stay tuned for more from me to you. I need coffee. I'm gonna go make myself some coffee. So, in the meantime, while I make myself coffee, you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.